I decided to go ahead and use all the walls in every room and every part of the house as, you know, as an installation. Do my houses, and when I've done my kitchen before, so I'm doing this. My ideas for all the pieces in the house and the house itself to be an artwork. This is my china closet, and it was my Oma's, and ever since I was a little girl, she always said, the china closet is for you. You're the one in the family who understands this. And I made sure my niece is going to take it on. But I really, these are all just really treasured things that I have, and from my family. And I mean, my sister gave this to my mother when she lived in Italy from Rome. And of course, we know who he is. Can't think of the name.
Infant of Prague, right?
Yes, the Infant of Prague. Then I have these Madonnas from all over. These are from Africa. This one, it might be from Patty Gapford. The mushrooms from my dad and the birds. And my mother was a great Hummel collection. Oh my God, she loved them. This was the first one she gave me. I always call it Cake Boy, and I thought it was because I love cake so much. And then these great women holy goblets on both sides are from Patty Gepford. And yeah, they're wedding goblets. And this shelf, I love my snake goddess. She's backed up by a, plate. But all of these are musicians, and these are making the sound here. And these are from my grandmother, my father's mother, the little angels. And each one has an instrument. This is Mom's little Hummel. He's singing in it. This one's playing the violin. And they're all doing something. These are all little Spanish musicians, and here's the dancers. But I love it. I can almost hear it. I love the song there. And of course, boy,
what is this song?
It's kind of like the hum, maybe the whir of space.
And the turtle? Is that a turtle?
This is a turtle head. It's a skeleton. And it was in one of my dad's collections. And I love that it's identified on the bottom. That says Gainesville. And there's some numbers that I don't know. Oh, probably when he found them. March 7th, 1957, and my dad's name, Esser. I don't know why he did that. We would do it. We would write on anything. This piece is called The Day Before Yesterday. And what I'm talking about is the past. This is all made of lost and found objects that I just picked up everywhere. And these are the forgotten things. These are the pieces that are going down to the grave. And sometimes I feel like when I pick them up and use them in an art piece, it's like the last hurrah. It has so many textures in it. This is like, the roofing granules, a tin can run over. I love this little piece. This is like a piece of wood that they sawed angles on, and this was the bottom part.
What's this one called?
This is Day After Tomorrow, which puts them both in about the same place, really. And as I said, I use pencils, ink, and drawings and all. I like shoe soles. And this is always about the walk. This is about the journey. How many miles. There's also, when you find this on the beach, you're like, where in the hell did this stuff come from? What land? What happened? Who held that? Whose bathtub was this drain in? Whose sink, was this? I found the bottle. Again, everything on here, most of the pieces are wired on. And this is my little Madonna. It's some kind of the inside of some kind of bone or fish. And here's that piece again, the sawed wood from the slave house. I don't know what that is, but it's the Madonna's head. So you see, it's just all little bits and pieces, all screen. And all of this came from someone's life. Some life that was lived somewhere else. And this is the Sentinel. And she is who guards the house and the land and everything around here. And she is looking. And her chest, she has armor here. She's very guarded. And this came from a water heater in North Carolina in an old barn there. The bread case. You know, when you find this and you find this and they fit together, you know they found each other for the piece. She's a teacher, and on the sides of her are, you know, maps of the world. And she has wings to fly, and her this is the abundance. All the bananas, the flowers, everything are all the abundance of life, and that is her crown and her aura, and the flowers. So I'm doing this. So of course I have this beautiful hot water bottle hanging on the wall. I added the lock. You can see how naturally you would do that. And then it made the perfect halo for the Virgin. And then she's surrounded by these rocks that were all from Utah, and petrified wood and coral from the desert, but that is a good base for her. This piece is to the Lee house, and I found this frame. Patty gave me the frame from there, and these linoleums were from the floor, and this lovely old piece of cardboard, the light switch, and it's on a map, old map from France, and you know, Patty loved that area. I think I found this totem in there. The crown is an old bottle cap. And of course, this is the only mustard that would be touched in the house. An old letter to my dad from Finland. Oh, and these patterns were found there. I love these two women in the dress patterns with their best hula girl friend. And was just showing the difference. Oh, I see there's some letters under there. And the little bird on its shoulder. The screen is from the Lee house. A bird bone and hands and a lily. Maybe even up from the red, and I love her. I would get something tied up for her. That's on my bedroom door.
Fairy entrance.
Oh, look, here's the buoy. That we found in Maine. And I went to the post office right next door to where our lovely cabin was, and sent it to myself in the mail just like that. My window in my bedroom, this emits the light every morning that turns my room into a golden glow. It's like being inside of a treasure chest. And I love that light in the morning. So I think of these, the plants, all this stuff is really my pets and my little friends. It's funny. Love this mammoth here. Over here, this is from Culebra, Puerto Rico. And this is really what it looks like. We're in a drive and there's this big estate with a big pink fence around it. And then I found that painting in one of the shops. she's from Mexico. She always goes with everything. Maybe pink and green are my colors, I don't know. And we go all the way to the top. And I brought this bird cage, run over by a car a million times, home from Paris. I found it in the road there somewhere, and I've added a couple things to it. And it's always, you'll see too, the bird and the cage, and always kind of that theme about being free, getting out. This is my magic mirror. When I look in this and I get dressed, I never fail to look fantastic, beautiful, lovely, thin. And then I've seen the pictures afterwards, and it's not true. I wonder, who in the hell's that? Not from this magic mirror. Queen of the world. She's built on a washing machine agitator. Why? We all know women do get agitated. So the three parts of this are three different parts of life. This is the material world. It calms down and it's all coins and monies and bills. Everything, every coin is wired on here. And so this, I call it the material world. It's got chickens, flowers, take your kid to his Boy Scout meeting. It's got the goddess, of course, and things kind of that concern women's life. As we turn around, we're more primitive, and here we are in the Garden of Eden. And down this chute are Adam and Eve. Out of Adam and Eve come all of humanity. We are all connected and a part of one another. And of course, here's the goddess of Willendorf. What is to, you know, it's a female deity, I really believe. So this is all shells. This is a natural world, and I found every one of them in Tanzania and Zanzibar, and they are all wired on. Here's some natural, palm frond cloth, and this is ancient quilt I've had. A lot of the pieces, we saw the acorn over there. And this is a pencil. You'll see pencils or pens or a crayon or something that's for creativity and to keep writing and to keep doing this. So we go up. Here she is. Her corset made from my leopard brassiere. I got these little glasses for her. I won't tell you how I secured them because it's not right. And I made her me for a self-portrait show. So that's why I put the glasses, the earrings. This, like many of the figures, is the bloom. This is the halo. This is the aura. This is the fruitfulness and life growing and expanding and coming right out of her head. I call her a pan. I call anything wild and out there and organic and natural and beautiful, that's a creature, a pan.
Yeah, so you're definitely a pan.
I'm a pan. And we'll try and remember.
What's this, Lorelei? This stuff here. It's kind of
this. This is just materials, images, things that I like, and I use them in pieces or not, but they're ideas in some of the collage pieces. This goes back way back. That's from the '60s, the old gang, and I always loved this cartoon. And this is my other favorite cartoon, and this is from my dad's. You see where it says dog? That was in his joke file under dog. Get it? Reward, lost puppy. Of course, you're in the back. Reminds me of my dad. Every time we'd visit my grandmother, she had collections and shelves. I know where I get some of this from. And whenever we'd visit her, my dad would always go in, and every one of her arrangements he would turn so the butt was facing out. He would, It's like his little calling card. Butt out. Okay, this little window here was a cutout that my dad had. He made all these weird kind of shelves and everything. And this goes all the way through to the next room. And it's just this weird little configuration that I always liked. This was from my sister in Italy. She brought it back from my mother. And these elephants I always loved. This one I got in Thailand. This one I got in Africa. And this is from Australia. And I just love this little figure. It always makes me feel good. This is my friend, the gorilla. And, you know who? The little, not that I can remember its name, damn it.
Troll?
Troll! Is that what they were? Troll dolls. My little troll doll.
Let's see. It looks like your hair, Lorelei.
I know.
Let's see.
It's like my hair, and they're originally German, I think. And I've always liked them. They're little protectors for the house, like we have the big one. That's my little guy. And telephones, oh, I love them. I do have a whole collection of, it's a laundry hamper full of every kind of telephone. So one day I just want to just put them all out together. I should do that soon, in fact. Well, here we are on the window shelf. I think this used to be a real window in the house. To my left, your right, well, that's what's left of my dad in that jar. I revere it. It's full of nice little chunky stuff. He would like that. Of course, I fertilized his tree with it outside and everything that he wanted. And then, well, I think we've already been through this shelf. But I never know I'd become a part of it. Truly, this really is one of my favorite masks. I promise this time. I found this in Palatka in a thrift store, and I love how contemplative, how happy, how just full this figure feels to me. I did this goat some years ago, and it just fit with it, and did the body of, I call this the body of Sally Ringo. She would be insulted, and I don't mean it like for a wrestler like that or anything. And then this little turtle, and all these just work together for me for a piece.
That's great.
What's
Well,
happening
isn't that
there?
what we're destroying everything with aerosol?
Yeah,
That looks fantastic, even just like that.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So some of mine just had the cutoffs, and the other day I went through and really, just nailed them down and glued them in. Except I'm still thinking about this one. I don't know. Look at this.
That is amazing.
It's almost scary, isn't
Almost
it?
looks like an ape's face, or you know how
Yeah.
Yeah, a baboon or something.
yeah, baboon. That's it. Wow, that's amazing.
It's just like sticky in there.
Hey, that looks like one of your hula girls. The yellow would be the head, and the two little pink things. The
Oh yeah,
arms.
look, it does.
Yeah.
And there's the big skirt.
Ooh.
Oh, I should put a face there.
A
Perfect face. There's so many different kinds. It's like the praying mantis. There are so many extreme varieties of that.
There are, I didn't know that.
There's like a praying mantis that probably looks exactly like this. This one is kind of thrilling, I think.
It doesn't even look like a
Dendrobium
flower.
discolor.
It
Yeah.
looks like a bacteria.
Oh, dendrobium. That's a standard kind of
Oh, there she
hula.
is. With the little guppy.
Oh yeah.
So what's that one about?
I'm not sure. I gave her 2 sets of eyes to really see. And this is just like a headdress, and this is just life. I don't know if she's finished or not, or if she's cut out in the part of a bigger piece, maybe she has a body. So this piece is really, really old. And it's one of the first when I was doing boxes. I went from weavings, assembling on on a loom. I adapted the loom to a symbol, and then I just started doing it with pieces. These are old crab boxes, and I call this the fertility box. And here we have this lovely bee here fucking this big flower. Out of her, when I said like a pencil before, there's the paintbrush that's the antenna and that creative source. So it's all about fertility, these frogs going for each other, the flies going for each other. Ooh, push my button, turn my knob. It has things kind of related to that, to romance. And here we have our most famous virgin, your intellect. This, like the drop on the love letters, is the essence. This is fertility, and it's like this spoonful of this green essence. And then hidden behind this beaded screen, we have, I think of it as sexy. I don't know what's in her mouth. But those are my Oma's dentures. And I revere them and have them in this piece. Christmas tree. The whole bird was inspired from this piece of driftwood, and I have had this piece of wood over 20 years, I knew. And it's very odd that I picked it. I knew what it was, and it took me 20 years to find out. So, the legs are from they are a table stand. One of those looped-legged little tables. And here's where it was attached to the table. And I wrapped it in their legs in rubber from the inner tube. And these feet, I knew these were just bird's feet, are, driftwood. And this one is too. So, one of the fellows in the workshop, this was at Penland, and was doing a piece from a snowshoe. And this is left over from the snowshoe. And I wrapped it on the inside, around the bird's body. And the butt is carved from the foam. And then these are wild reeds and all that I found on the beach. And I colored them. And we go around, and feathers are made out of everything. Pieces of driftwood, seed pods. I said before, these are round. And I know that pink feather is a rosea spoonbill feather that I found. And then the buttons were from what someone had from class. We all brought pieces, and shared some. This is copper. But it was wonderful carving and doing that. That piece I wrapped this. Everything's wrapped in. So, that's the bird. A little nest on it last night. I don't know if this goes on it or not. But they're very nice to use in pieces. I guess it goes right here. There. This is the tree of life out on a limb. And it incorporates just all kinds, of living on Earth. It's a family tree. And, at the base here we see a chimpanzee. It has things in it that I've had for years to, we're waiting for this piece. Like this caterpillar had been on a windowsill of mine for 30 years. Waiting for this, we both were. And I don't know if there's any much you can name that will not be on the tree. Around the base of it, this is driftwood, pieces of strong driftwood holding up the tree, supporting it, and they're the ancestors. And, you know, it's wood and stone and babies and reptiles and potions and snails and cups and bones and pregnant torsos. Hearts, stone, quartz. Let's see what's over here. Oh yeah. And of course we got the hanging bone. Coral. The thing is like this spoon and the cup. This is essence when you see it in something. There's a little monkey. This is the top of a tea kettle, I think I found. Well, most of the work will have pencils, paintbrushes, you know, all for creativity. Also money, there'll be money in here somewhere. And roses and arms, and hummingbirds and hula girls. Hearts, frogs, spools, and gods. And pits, flowers, pins, and dimes for chance. And a lotus also is in the work a lot. So, the tree is a big story for me, and it really is like a family tree. In fact, here's the embryo here coming down, being delivered from it. The baby here. These are little elephants. What can we say? Oh, coming to adore the baby, or I don't know. This is a little American scenario. We have the American flag. We have the donkey, the elephant. And we have the soldier, the legless soldier, you know, sitting at the end of it. The flag. So this is a little Hindu scenario. And these are just all those kind of things from pocket and drawer and left behind, and you know, feel like just came together for the piece. Oh, I was like this guy. Mischief in the tree. And the hula girl with the bird sucking nectar from the flower. This is a sexy tree. Dusty as can be. People say I don't clean or get rid of things, but I did. This package of letters comes from, I was cleaning out my attic and I had a suitcase full of, I had trunks full of old love letters. So I took them all and dumped them in the trash, and then I went back and I said, oh, I'm going to save a handful. So I grabbed a handful and tied them up and decided to make this love letter piece, this love piece. And this, I found him on the beach. Oh, he's a beautiful caveman. And then her, I have a collection of hula girls from my friend Shirley Lassiter. and I've used them in many, many pieces. And here's the little bird of love. This is not, this definitely we would have to say is phallic, but she definitely is the one in control. And I call it Love Song. She's playing a little ukulele, and you know, she's soothing. This is a love bird. They're on the love letters, and this droplet is like just the ooze of love coming all the way out the bottom, dropping, bing. And this is my Oma's watch, and it's like time's wasted. Better get down to your drop.